Hi, nobodies. So, all of you that don't watch me know I have BPD. And I'm just saying that because if somebody is watching this and doesn't know, I have borderline personality disorder. So, one of the things that I find most troubling, because I am seriously a left brain person. Everything is like logical, rationalize, you know. Um, I get thoughts. Like I get some really crazy thoughts. And most of them, most of the ideas and thoughts, it's like, no, that's not a good idea. That's a hold my beer thought or action. Those are pretty easy to say, okay, that's BPD. Um, but in situations where you've got a big choice to make or whatever, where you can fail, like things can turn out really bad or you could be passing up on something really great. Having left brain and BPD can be a struggle. Because you think about it, if you've got a job that you love and you are offered a different job that you think that you'd really like, you're like, yeah, I really like that. That's kind of, but you worry about your first job, like, what if I hate where I'm going? What if I hate it? And then I can't come back to this because I'll be there. That's where all the whole, like, you try to rationalize either decision and it ends up just weighing the same. And what I tend to do is stick. Because see, I will stick or I will jump. What I used to do was jump. I jumped a lot and made a lot of very bad decisions. Because at the time, I mean, I've known I had BPD since I was 16 or so. Since I first heard of the condition, I was like, yeah, that's what I got. Nobody believed me. They diagnosed me as depressed, anxiety disorder, for a time, bipolar. But I always knew that this is what I have. Like the second that I read it, I was like, that's what I've got. But I didn't, when I was younger, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all of those years, the internet was not like, like you couldn't just Google shit. You had to go to the library and find it or talk to a doctor. And at the time, BPD was one of those things that there was still much debate on whether multiple personalities was a thing. It was before it was called DID. And, so some didn't quite believe that borderline personality disorder was a thing. So a lot of them were not good at diagnosing it. They would mistakenly diagnose it as bipolar. And to boot, when you're in your late teens, a lot of them don't want to give you a diagnosis because your late teens, you're going to be impulsive. You're going to have like possibly an explosive mood, maybe mood swings, because everything is like so important then. You're going to engage in risk-taking behaviors. That's just something that can just be in you. Especially if you're a guy, which I'm not, but I'm saying, like, guys, really, it's got to be really hard to diagnose them because of all that testosterone and stuff. But back then, I didn't really weigh options. It was bored now, jump. I always loved that on Buffy. Bored now. And that's when I would jump. I'd jump, I'd run, just let the wind carry me where it was going to carry me next. After so many mistakes, I started sticking. And the really bad thing about BPD is that you question, like, is that the right decision? That's the safe decision, but is it the right decision? So I get caught up in safe and right. So in the job situation, I would stick. And then always wonder, where would that other way have taken me? Any bad day I had, I would sit there and say, well, if I would have taken that other job, this wouldn't be happening. You want to blame it on that I stuck. So there's three really bad things about this. Is that I've got BPD. I'm almost completely left brain. And I have an IQ that's pretty high. So I overthink the hell out of shit. And I hate it. I mean, seriously, it is exhausting to second guess yourself so much to where it's not always so much a choice to stick. It's, I'm going to just stay. I'm afraid. Because, see, there's this thing with BPD as well. It's the fear of abandonment, abandonment issues, which is also, I do believe that they throw in fear of failure in with that, and rejection, as all of that being abandonment. And I hate making mistakes. I really do. It's not that I have a problem with picking myself up, putting myself back together. No. That's not it. And I don't go, and the thing is I have never gone in reverse. It's always forward. I either stay or I jump forward. I don't go back. That's just something I don't do, because I figured there's a reason I jumped. That doesn't change the fact that it sucks to know that you fuck up a bunch of shit, because you made one decision or two decisions or however many, because sometimes it takes a person 20 bad decisions before they say, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, it's like a domino effect. The one leads to the next to the next. But I'm always, like, this is why I need to stick. The jump thing is typically, me thinking that I'm thinking in black and white, and that's white, and the thinking I'm in is black, and yeah, I'm gonna see that as exciting and fun and the best move. But at the same time, I know myself, and I know the mistakes I've made in the past. See, that's the thing. My past failures affect future decisions, which can leave a person saying, am I swimming in stagnant water? Or am I where I belong? Is there a place where I belong? That's another big thought, like, where are my people? Where are my people? Where are the other people that think like me, that are like me, that feel alone in a crowd? People who show the world maybe 25% of who they are. The mask hides the other 75. Everybody sees like 25% of who they are. People they like get to see 50. Or no, probably more like 40%. People they really like or love, you get 50 or 60%. And if there's somebody you like seriously connect with on a super deep level, they still only see 75% of what is in there, what is being contained. Because that's what it is. it has to be contained. And you always wonder, is it time to let it loose? You know, is this that thinking, or is this like a truth bomb? You don't know, because sometimes the BPD has good ideas. Sometimes it comes up with something that stirs things up in a good way. And it's really hard whenever it gets that way. Because like I said, when I was the thoughts I had when I was in my younger years, I still get those thoughts, and I know that's I'm too damn old for that. That's a bad idea. And I mean, back then I didn't even really think about it. It was like thought, action. It's done. No real thinking about it, but I hated failure so much. I mean, nobody likes to fail, don't get me wrong. Nobody likes it. But some people can say, well, yeah, I hoped this wouldn't happen, but I planned for it, or whatever. At least that's what always happens. That is the thing. Even when I jump, I've got a plan. I always do. I won't jump without a plan, without a set, solid, this is where I'm going to land. And I've done that for a long time, that I don't jump until I know that I've got a parachute. And the thing is like, some people with BPD lack empathy. I mean, there's BPD is, you think of like your frontal lobe, and there's all kinds of parts to it. There's all the different emotions in different little spots. I mean, just think about taking a pen and you put it in something, and that's rage, that's anger, that's passion, desire, just all these different little spots. As a person develops, to the best understanding that I could get from all the literature I've read about it, when you develop, if you've got BPD, your environment is affecting what parts of your frontal lobe are developing normally and which ones are not developing as well as they should, or at all. Some people completely lack empathy, and the thing is that doesn't make them evil. They just don't understand it. Sociopaths don't get it. They don't feel it. And that's because the part of their brain that recognizes empathy is underdeveloped or undeveloped, and it has to do with the way that the pathways were done. I mean, it is neurological, at least according to what I believe, because I believe like the brain scan research, but it's neurological. But I think that environment affects how that forms. But I think that it was always set to only, instead of like connecting to all of it, some of it ends up disconnected in a way. So I probably have underdeveloped rage sensors in my frontal lobe. But I do have empathy. I have so much empathy that I can't stand it if I hurt somebody. That's why I'm always telling people, if I offended you, it was not intentional. Because seriously, like people I don't like come talk to me, and I want them gone as soon as possible, right? Like I don't want to talk to them. I want them gone as soon as possible. But I will not say, I don't like you, leave me alone. I mean, I'll tell my kids, leave me alone right now. I will tell them that, but they know I am not saying I don't like you. I'm pretty sure they know I'm saying that because I try to tell them, I love you. Because that's normally what I say is I'm like, leave me alone, get out, I love you. Because I don't want to hurt anybody. I know what it feels like to have people treat you badly and to feel that rejection. I mean, everybody knows what rejection feels like. It sucks. But I know how bad it wrecks me to be rejected. And I don't want to put that on anybody. I don't even care if like I can totally fucking hate them. And I will not say, get the fuck away from me. I don't ever want to see you again. I hate you. I don't like you. I won't say that to a person. I can't. Because it hurts me to hurt somebody. And even if I feel like, well, that's a sociopathic bitch, she won't give a fuck, it won't hurt her none and I'm tired of her, I'd still feel bad. I would probably cry because I had to be mean to somebody. Because that is being mean, to say, I don't like you, get the hell away from me, or go away. It's mean. Sometimes you have to go there, because some people are like right freaking here, right on your nose, as far as how much they disgust you. I mean, some people will be that bad. It ain't just a hate. It's because see, there's hate, there's disgust, and then there's like disgust and hate mixed together. And that one's like, it's really hard to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to be vague. What you doing? Nothing. How you been? Good. Do the kids like school? Yeah. Are they going to go do this? Maybe. Just simple, like I am not trying to engage in conversation with you, because normally it's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you doing? See, I'll actually ask them. I'm drawing them into a conversation. That's how you know I don't hate you, is that I will ask you how you're doing. I will say, I'm fine. How are you? And I will give details. The more details, the more I want to engage your attention. People I really like know that I talk a lot. They know it. Anybody who says, yeah, I know her, she's so quiet, they'll be like, what? She ain't quiet. She'll talk your ear off. You can't get a word in edgewise with her. And it's just because of that mask, that I'll let a little bit go. I'll allow a little more transparency, a little more, just to see. It's kind of like when guys play just the tip. It's kind of like just a little more, just a little inch, and before you know it, you're fucked. So I'm so inappropriate. My girl. I do love her. She's not my favorite, though. But I do love her. And I think she loves me. I think this is how she's showing me affection. Yeah, see, part of that underdevelopment is that I am not a hugger or kisser or toucher. I am like a hands-off person. Some might say cold. It's just that that's not me. It's, and even like the need to be hugged. No, I don't need it. I don't need that. pretty self-sufficient on that. I actually have sensory issues with being touched. If I'm really stressed, it's like, don't touch me. Unless they touch me a certain way, like it's a certain pressure thing. My yarn will bother me. But that's not a BPD thing. That's kind of an autistic thing, which I may or may not have a little bit of that too. So, I'm a mess. I'd like to say I'm a spicy disaster, but nobody would ever see the spicy because I'm too timid for people to really see spicy. But if you knew what was in here, what is it that said? If you could see in my mind, you would either be disgusted, aroused, or traumatized. So that's my brain. I don't let that many people into it. Some things I don't even like to think. Like I will not speak them. I will not write those thoughts. I will not do anything with those thoughts except go, why am I thinking that? Don't think that. Bad, Anne. Bad. Oh, God, those thoughts. Some of them are just like, why are you thinking about that? There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, that is one that I will not speak of in public. The thoughts that I think that I can't do anything about, those are things that's in here and in here, and that's where it stays. But anyway, that's enough for me tonight, bitching about the BPD, my BPD thought process, and how it's hard to tell the difference at times. Have a good night, and don't have any hold my beer moments, okay? Like seriously, no hold my beer moments. Those are bad for you. Have a good night.